To make sure you can't put yourself back together, I'm going to blow you into microscopic pieces!
Yo, what up? Welcome back to another episode of Oh No, Not Another Reviewer. And today we'll be looking at episode 3, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the Switch edition. Now, the biggest question that I had with this game and why I was so hesitant to buy it on the Switch was because of the visuals. I wondered if the graphics will be able to hold up on the Switch console just like they held up on an Xbox console. Now, when I tell you that this game looks good to be on a Switch, it has to be one of the most beautiful, well-played, well-running games that I have ever touched on a Switch. If you worry about the frame rate dropping, the game moving in slow motion, lag, or whatever it is, I never suffered from that at all. Even when I had Goku, Vegeta, Yamcha or Tien, whoever my third person in my party was, all executing a ultimate move at the same time. It never lagged, it never stuttered, everything was smooth. That was my biggest concern, where I was like, look, I'm not sure if I really want to do that, but rest assured, man, I played the game thoroughly all the way through. So when I say I dived into this game, I dived into it far more than I did on the Xbox Series X. I took my time with it. I did all the side missions, all the side quests, got the Dragon Balls every single time that they were appeared. Did some of the mini quests like dino chasing, collecting collectibles and all of those things. So you guys will never have to worry about the game not being able to live up to its full potential on the Switch. I know the hardware is always questionable because it's a less powerful device rather than the PS5 or PS4 or the Xbox 360. I'm sorry, that was wrong. All right, correction. So it's actually the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X. So if you have questions or doubts about getting this on the Switch, I definitely tell you to go ahead and buy it. When I first seen this game and I seen it was a single player game, no online multiplayer, it was a no-brainer that this game should come to the Switch. I felt as though it would be a perfect console for the Switch because it was portable. You could play it in dock mode, handheld mode, tabletop, or whatever. Just take it wherever you go, and you didn't just have to be subject to sitting in front of a screen playing it. And I thought the Switch would definitely benefit, and the game would actually benefit from being on the Switch. As you guys can see from my review, it definitely has. So understanding that you're going to trade some visual beauty for portability, to me it was definitely worth it. And if I could do it again, I would still go with the Switch console over the Xbox and PlayStation version. That's just my personal experience, that's my personal opinion. And if you guys were to give it a try, if you are a Switch fan, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Now, with that being said, I don't want to really focus more on the visuals here because I dive so much into the game. There's more things I want to cover. Now, concluding the visuals and the graphics, don't worry about that. The frame rate, how smooth the game runs, all of that is sound. Don't worry about that at all. If that's holding you back, push past that, buy the game. Now, the next area I want to talk about is the sound. Going from combat sounds all the way to background music, to just collecting items such as the Dragon Ball. This game is led by nostalgia, and not just in the area of story mode. When you get close enough to a Dragon Ball to actually pick it up, it has that Dragon Ball majestic aura sound that surrounds it, and you'll know it when you get it, man. It's going to bring back so many memories from the series. So when I say that these developers really put a lot into this game, when you're looking at it from a surface level, you think it's nothing more than a retelling of the story, but that's not true. They put their foot in this game to really bring back everything that the series had to offer, everything that we loved about it, man. Next, exploration or exploring. Anytime that you get a chance to get away from the main story and they give you the option to go and just explore the world, get out there, man, explore and collect some items. Speak to the locals, speak to familiar faces, and get recipes and items that you normally would get later on in the game, you can get early because it gives you the option to free roam. And it's going to come in handy because when you have certain side quests, they're going to be fetch quests as far as like go and get this and go and get that. But if you've done these type of free roam explorations where you've gathered these items, it'll make a lot of the side missions go by a lot faster and quicker. Needless to say, free roam is one of the best ways to experience the game and all it has to offer. For how natural it feels to fly, for the mountain that you can see far ahead of you beyond the Orange Star High School, it's all explorable. You can run up it, run down it, fly across it, whatever you want to do, man. Just take advantage of the beautiful terrain in which they provide, and the graphics are just fantastic. If there's one way I can describe the graphics in this game during free roam, is they be graphicking. Now, whether or not the game is still debatable as far as being open world and an actual RPG type of gameplay style doesn't really matter to me. I just know one thing: the skill tree that they have set up as far as how you level up your moves and you have passive skills and things of that sort, all of those function very well. The next thing I want to talk about is the combat system. While playing it on my original review on the Xbox Series X, I thought it was just a button masher. It was okay, kind of mediocre, but playing it on the Switch, which I think is across the platform, right, on PS4 or Xbox, it's the same experience, but diving more so into it on the Switch, I really got a chance to see what the developers did with adding this combo system or combat system into place. So there's many things you can do, from like Z-Vanish or Side Dash or whatever you want to call it, to executing ultimates, to supers, to breaking their guard. It's just a variety of moves that you can do in sequence to make your own set of combos or own move set that really flows and functions well together. So there's so many things that are hidden in this game that we don't know about. For example, you just see me break Goten's guard. Now, once you break their guard, you have an animation when you do a super move, such as the Kamehameha, the Big Bang, the Final Flash, or whatever it may be. And I did not know this on my first playthrough. It took me the second dive in on a Nintendo Switch to really find this feature, which I completely missed on the Xbox Series X. So it isn't just key blasts that carry hidden animations once you break someone's guard, it's also melee attacks as well. Now, I've tried breaking their guard and then transforming, hoping that gave me a shortcut or animation, but it didn't. So it just seems to be for super attacks and ultimates. So another dope thing that I found out is that whenever you press L1 or the left bumper and it goes into slow motion to give you the chance to choose your transformation or your ultimate attack or whatever it is, if you go into settings and you turn off slow motion, it completely cancels that out, where the game will run more smoother in combat. And I tell you, man, it makes a big difference, especially for me who likes to keep things going and flowing freely. Another hidden feature that people may not pay attention to is that when you upgrade on the skill tree, take Final Flash for example, you will start off with a regular Final Flash, but the more you upgrade, it doesn't just do increased damage, the appearance of it also changes as well, where it'll get bigger, more massive, and also have electricity circling around it. Last but surely not least was the Z combo. So once the meter is filled on your support characters, you can execute moves together. Now, the only downside to this duo combo or trio combo, if you have 3 party members in total, is the fact that it doesn't really do massive damage as it should from a Gallic gun or a Super Kamehameha. It does very minimal damage. So I basically just use that whenever the enemy would go into like the hyper mode where it was almost unblockable or hard to stop them. I would just do that and it would kind of cancel out or cut the duration time in half. So these are just some of the hidden features in which I found in the combat system to help it run more smoothly, to bring it more to life for myself, on top of the base combat system in which they've already given us for the game. So all in all, man, I love the fighting system in which they've implemented. You can clearly see once you begin to play it that it's not a multiplayer combat type of system. It's built only for single player. So I understand why there's no multiplayer pertaining to that area of the game. So let's talk post game. So once you complete the story, you gather the Dragon Balls and you're able to wish back people that you've defeated, foes such as Frieza, Cell, Babidi and his henchmen, androids, King Cole, and so forth. And I thought that I would find this very tedious and stupid, but actually the interactions I had with these guys the second time around were pretty interesting, even with Cell Juniors. And there was this one scene where I get to the martial arts tournament and I just pop up with Vegeta. And as I'm looking off in the distance, I see this Saiyan statue of Piccolo, and I wonder what it's doing there. So I talked to the guy, and he's basically saying he wondered if he's going to enter the tournament again for being King Demon Piccolo. And I thought that was pretty dope, man. So there's other things that continue to just bring out the game, like going back to Capsule Corp and finding out that Bulma actually went to the future to bring Trunks back there, and he's pretty upset. He's not really happy about it, but nonetheless he's there, and that's what makes him a playable character. There's many side missions that exist after the game is completed, and if you got the Switch version, which is what I'm reviewing, then you have 2 of the DLCs. You can still find a affordable price and sale discount for the 3rd DLC being added, which is the History of Trunks, which drags the gameplay and the time you be playing the game out a lot longer than just, you know, the original. And all of those, man, are a ton of fun as well. So this game, on a scale of 1 to 10, gets an easy 10 in my book. If you are looking for a Dragon Ball Z game, you're tired of Xenoverse, you can play it to death and this, that, and the other, go and cop Kakarot. It is a must-have for a Z fan. So if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, put them down below. If you like the content, please hit that like button and subscribe. This is Oh No, Not Another Reviewer, and I'll check you on the next episode.
This is Super Saiyan 3.